Doesn't take long to be back here. Time's really flying. Like we're coming into December. Can you believe that? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. As always, I'm your host, David Burrows, and happy Monday. You gotta like Mondays. I like Mondays. Why do I like Mondays? I know I say it every week. I'm loving Mondays because it's when we get to talk to some really cool and fun and great people doing positive things in our community. And I know that I'm going to be coughing a little bit. Pardon me. That's how we know it's the season. So what a nice day out there today. If you're watching live here Monday in Sarnia anyway. Hard to believe we had like 4 feet of snow there a couple weeks ago. I was talking about that last night with some friends of mine. And but Mother Nature, she's going to do whatever she wants, right? I guess. Have you started the Christmas shopping? Have you gotten into that? I think Jennifer's almost done. She said she's done, so that means I got to do something now. It's certainly going to be a lot of things to do around the Christmas holidays as well. It's been a fun weekend, and some exciting things coming up this weekend as well. I'm happy to say, coming into the new year, very excited that I'm going to be doing another show along with my friend Jake Chersky. I don't have 100% all the deals yet, but we're going to do a sports show, and we're going to be doing it live from currently an undisclosed location, and it's undisclosed because we haven't decided where just yet, but we will be doing a sports show coming in the new year. So if you're a sports fan, we'll hope that you'll watch, and you'll even have an opportunity to join us on camera or audio to talk about sports with us. So it should be a lot of fun. So we hope you'll come by and check that out. But like I say, it's still in the works, but it is going to happen in the new year. So we'll keep posting for that. Wherever you're watching from, be sure to watch. There's a special link, the direct link above in the comments, and the comments up there, down there, wherever it is. And you have to be watching from the Show with David Burrows page in order for us to see your comments and questions. We are being simulcast in several different places throughout the Facebook world. I want to say thanks to our friends in the United Kingdom with the live video hub, Stephen Healy. And we are in Australia, South Africa, all throughout the United States, and here in Canada as well. So if you're watching, please take a moment, say hello in the comments to let us know where you're watching from and what you're looking forward to. Do you do New Year's resolutions? I'm curious to know, for those of you watching, do you make a New Year's resolution? I do not. I just find like if I'm gonna make a change, it's usually we do New Year's resolution because we want to make a change, right? It's usually, quit smoking. Gyms are always happy this time of year because people sign up for gyms in the new year after, the Christmas holidays. We signed up for a gym a couple of months ago, and we're enjoying it and having a good time. Planet Fitness, that's where we go. And probably going there tonight, actually, because I haven't been there in a week. And I'm like, I want to get there 2-3 times a week. So just working on creating that habit. But I don't make New Year's resolutions. I just decide, okay, I'm going to do this and that. And I just set the date that I'm going to start it up there. So let's go over to the comments. We see Dan Vandenberg out there saying hello. Dan, how are you? What are you up to today, Dan? How's things? Thanks for stopping by and watching. Dan, do you make, pardon me, do you make New Year's resolutions? See that, like I got to tell you, so I've been an ex-smoker now for 4.5 years. And I smoked for a good 30 years. Best thing I ever did. One of the best things I ever did. But it's still trying to come out of me there sometimes. That's when I gurgle anyway. So quit smoking if you're smoking. There's no reason. Okay, I'm not here to preach. You should quit smoking if you're smoking. All right, well, there's a lot to talk about. So let's get into something special that's happening. I'm really excited to be a part of this that's happening again. This is a worldwide social media event. Happened back in May that I was able to be a part of as well. Myself and several other live streaming professionals are going to be participating. And actually, it started earlier today at 10 a.m. And this is going to be live on YouTube. We used to do this on Facebook, but now BeLive is now allowing us to broadcast to YouTube. So we'll be doing this 5 days live, free online training regarding live streaming. Now, I still have a lot of people say, "Oh, live streaming." I don't. It's simple to do with Be Live and what I'm using here. So if you've got something you want to put out there, a book, a business, whatever it is, you should be using some form of live streaming to promote yourself. So if you want to learn more about that, oh, there's Barry. Hello, Dave. Deborah and I just got back from our daily walk. Oh, I saw pictures about that. That's fantastic. It's a nice day for a walk. 5 days live, free online training on YouTube. It began this morning at 10 a.m. And I'm happy to say that myself, along with my good friend Stephen Healy, we're going to be live tomorrow on YouTube at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 3 p.m. Green, can't talk. You know what I'm talking about, UK time, where my friend Stephen Healy is. And we're going to be talking about repurposing your live shows. What does that mean? Taking this show when you're on Facebook, and how do you repurpose it and share it to different platforms, and how should you do that, and how simple is that really, but it is how important it is. We're going to just talk about a whole lot of different things as far as repurposing your live shows. We'll be doing that tomorrow, again, 10 a.m. on YouTube. I will post the link to the YouTube channel after this show, so I hope you'll mark that on your calendar. Come down and join us. Barry and Deborah, I hope you can join us tomorrow, because honestly, for your book, going live would be a great idea. And I know camera confidence. You've been on my show before. It gets easier as you go through it. So anyway, join us tomorrow for that. This past weekend was a lot of fun. The karaoke fun that we had down at the Moose Lodge. Lots of friends came out, and it happens once a month at the Moose Lodge. Typically the fourth Friday of every month is what we've been doing it. And we always have a good time. And the drinks are reasonable. They got food there. And it's just a nice, fun atmosphere. And I'm happy to say I'm a proud member of the Moose Lodge. And they have things going on there every day of the week. They are open. They have entertainment, and they have Super Bowl parties and football and meat raffles on Friday. They have dinners every Friday from 5 to 7. Anybody's welcome to go to that. They have breakfasts on Sunday morning. They're really, really active. And not only are they active, but they're active in the community and giving back to the community, recently handing out thousands of dollars to several community organizations. So another reason that I'm happy to be a proud member there. And the next time I'm going to be there, now I know I said normally the fourth Friday of every month, but this month coming up in December, of course, because it's Christmas and it's just the way the dates are falling, we're going to be doing that on Friday, December the 20th from 8 to midnight. We used to do it at 9, but we thought some of us are getting a little older, right? So we like to start early and finish early. So 8 p.m. to midnight, 19 plus, of course. And just bring yourself down. And even if you don't sing and you just want to hang out and have some fun and meet some new people, we're friendly. Come on out and hang out with us and just enjoy a good night of fun singing and karaoke. Also, this past weekend out at DeGroots, I was happy to be a part of this again, the third annual Winter Wonderland in support of Blue Water Health Foundation here in Sarnia, and a great turnout. They had it on 2 days, Friday, and then the Saturday, I was there emceeing and playing the music for the talent showcase that they had. Amazes me. Wow, these young children come out, open their mouth and sing, and you just like, it's so much talent. And everybody did a fantastic job. And the fact that even at that young age, it takes a lot of courage to get up on that stage and just get in front of a whole bunch of people, right? So it was fantastic, great turnout. And again, supporting the Blue Water Health Foundation here in Sarnia. I'm sure they'll be doing it again next year. Looking forward to that as well. So that was a busy, fun weekend. Speaking of the Moose Lodge, coming up December the 7th, of course, I had friends of ours here called Beer Store Money, a local band. And then we had Cage on here, or Maddie Parker from Cage, one of the 6 bands that's going to be performing at the Moose Lodge on December the 7th from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. And what is Sad Fest? Sad? Well, there's this thing that happens. It's seasonal depression. Yeah, so this time of year when it gets cold and, wintry and all that stuff, people sort of get bummed out. And so this is something to get you out of the house. Come on down to the Moose Lodge and listen to some great local entertainment and independent entertainment, some of it coming from Kitchener-Waterloo. which is we're Cage that we had on here last week. Maddie Parker was talking with us, so we were happy to have them on, and we're looking forward to getting out and doing that as well. So Sad Fest December the 7th, and continuing on with Moose Lodge, New Year's Eve, you're going to have some fun down at the Moose Lodge with the Song Machine Band, a local group that covers everything, all your favorites from all generations, and they're just a lot of fun as well. And it's going to be a dinner and dance evening, $40 a person or $70 a couple, and you can go to the Moose Lodge and get tickets for that as well. So we haven't set in stone what we're doing yet, so we're hoping to get there. We got to figure. We're doing some traveling and stuff over Christmas, so hopefully we can get there for that. All right, well, let's talk Sarnia Sting. What can you say? It is more than a game to the Sarnia Sting, but they've had a few struggles as of recent, of course. And your Sarnia Sting recap brought to you by Oswald's Diner and Active Ears Hearing Sarnia. Thanks to them for their support. Let's take a close look at that board there. Starting last week, of course, when they took on the Flint Firebirds. They were looking to do it again, and they did. Very exciting game, especially in the second period with 3 back-to-back goals for the Sarnia Sting, as they had a little rough start there, but they did come back to win that one 6-4. And then the struggle really happened with them when they went to Guelph. And the Guelph Storm, here's what happened. In the first period for the Sarnia Sting, only 5 shots on goal. And then in the second period, they were only able to get 2 shots on goal, a total of 17 shots on goal to the Guelph Storm's 39 shots on goal. So obviously that was in favor of the Guelph Storm, and a final score of 3-0. And then this past Sunday, yesterday, if you're watching live, my friend Danny Cacciamilio joined me as co-host for the Sarnia Sting intermission shows. And the reason he's there is because he's originally from the Sioux. So he, of course, he's in Sarnia, but he's still a Sioux Greyhounds fan. So he joins me on the broadcast. And the Greyhounds did dominate this time, a score of 5-2, which is completely different, swinging the other way from the last time that the Sioux visited the Sarnia Sting, and the Sting were able to beat them 7-4. So Greyhounds were looking for some payback and were hungry for it, and they were able to come out on top with that final score there, 5-2. Now, we caught up with Captain Ryan McGregor after the game, and sort of said the same thing what a lot of us were thinking. They spent a lot of time in the penalty box, and he said they've got to learn to just stay out of that penalty box. We're going to go to that interview right now. Captain Ryan McGregor of the Sarnia Sting.
Here post-game with Captain Ryan McGregor, second start tonight. I thought it was close there. Second period riddled with power plays both ways, but your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I mean, we got to stay out of the penalty box a little better there. Not that some of them were kind of tough, but just got to find a way to stay out of the boxes. We can't be killing all period and expect to be scoring goals. So I thought that was a big thing also. Thought our transition game wasn't great. We're having a tough time getting pucks to the neutral zone, and I think the main thing was probably our defending in the D zone. Our forwards defense, everybody just wasn't closing hard enough. They had too much time with the puck, and I think that killed us.
Ethan Langer, another strong game by him. Gave you guys a chance, kept things close.
Yeah, Langer played awesome. He has been for the past couple of games here for us. So, we owe it to him to get the next one, and wish we could help him out a little more there.
When you're shorthanded on the back end like you have in the last couple of games, and maybe for who knows how long, what can the forwards do to kind of make up for their absences?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's tough when you're missing, 3 of our regular D-man, and, Ashton, Kelt, and CK there. But I think we just got to defend as a team a little bit better and try and help those guys out. We know some of those guys aren't used to playing those kind of minutes, and just got to help them out and kind of bear down in the D zone and take some stress off them and get the puck in the offensive zone and kind of go to work from there.
How much has their impact been felt, those last couple games without them back there?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, Kelt probably eats 25 minutes a night for us. CK's kind of around there too. So I know we haven't had Ashton all season, but he's a big part of our back end too. So, I mean, it's never easy to replace those minutes. And, I thought our guys are doing a pretty decent job of it. We just need to help them out more, and everyone's kind of got to buy in a little more.
All right. Well, once again, Captain Ryan McGregor talking about the obvious and what needs to be done, staying out of that penalty box. It's hard, though, I guess, when you're out there and the emotions are running high and wild, and there's a lot of pressure on there. Everybody wants to win and, make things work, and they know the scouts are watching, but the aggression comes out a little bit, and you just want to get back. Anyway, I can't imagine what it's like because I'm not that guy, but watching it, we do know that the Sarnia Sting are capable of winning. We've seen them do it. They had a great streak while they were on the road, only to be stopped by the Ottawa 67s a little while back, and another team that they do struggle against. But they're still headed in the right direction. They will turn things around. At least Sting fans are certainly confident that they will do that. So we're going to be back there again coming up this Friday, of course, November the 29th, as they take on the Niagara Ice Dogs. I will be off, but in my place, Jake Chersky will be taking the broadcast for me from Jake from Philly Cheesesteaks. Has kindly offered to take that over for me. So looking forward to that. And you never know who else might show up there as well. And again, we will have a new sports show coming up in January. So keep an eye out for that. And we're looking forward to doing that as well. I'll get myself organized here a little bit. A one-man show. It's a little tough sometimes. All right. Well, coming up, 'tis the season. Of course, last week we had Jay Peckham here, was talking about A Christmas Carol, which is still on this week. But then the Christmas season continues on with the Nightingale Chorus. Have you ever heard of the Nightingale Chorus? Well, it's a Victorian-style performance, and for young and the older, let's put it that way. And it's all about reminding us about what Christmas is all about. And it's called When Christmas Comes to Town. And I had a chance to go out to the set that is being built in the rehearsal location and talk to some of the cast members that are in this wonderful rendition of When Christmas Comes to Town, a script that was written locally. And I just get really excited for the Nightingales every year. So let's take you to that interview right now, the Nightingale Chorus and some of the cast members. Take a look. All right. Well, 'tis the season. Yes, it's Christmas season, and Christmas can be a magical time of year. Sometimes we maybe forget about the meaning of Christmas, but the Nightingales are here to remind you. And we're going to talk with some of the cast. Let's go talk to them right now. And what's your name?
Ruby.
Okay. And we've got Jamie back here, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And
Christian.
all right. And you're all a part of the cast, the huge cast of the Nightingales. Ruby, can you tell us who you're playing in this?
I am playing Sam.
Okay. And what's Sam's role in all of this story?
Well, Sam is an orphan girl, and she's lost hope, and she doesn't believe in Christmas.
Oh, wow. Well, that's got to change somehow, right? And some of the magic happens here in this Nightingale's performance. Jamie, what can you tell us about this?
Well, as per usual, we're bringing some of your Christmas favorites, getting you in the mood.
Yeah.
And then we have a storyline weaved throughout to kind of emphasize the meaning of Christmas.
Okay. And Christian, what's your role in this?
I play Robert Owens, relatively successful hat salesman.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think he's searching for purpose and meaning in his life. And it definitely starts to take shape when he meets this little orphan.
Right.
in the
Okay.
streets, yeah.
So you notice they're not trying to give too much away here as we're talking to the Nightingales. This is the 24th year for the Nightingales, right? Wow, what a great success story that alone is. And the Nightingales have grown over the years. We're here on the set. We can't show you too much of it because we want you to come see the Nightingales. But what kind of music? This is a Victorian style, Jamie, you mentioned that. Are we going to hear some classic stuff in there that we might remember?
You will. We have our usual favorites. I don't want to give away all of the
Yeah,
songs,
that's okay.
but yeah, some familiar songs that you're craving again,
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
hoping.
One of the great things about the show is that it is a combination. I mean, we have adults, young adults, and children sharing their voices on the stage, creating these beautiful pictures and
Yes.
and sounds and songs and everything like that too.
And creating the magic that Christmas is really all about,
Yes.
right? And reminding everybody about that. What are, Ruby, let me come to you. Were there any challenges with this in there? Do you find it hard to remember your lines or anything like that?
Sometimes.
Yeah. So how do you get through that?
I kind of look back at all the rehearsals I've done before, and when I look back at them, I remember what I did before.
Yeah, okay. All right. And the costumes in this too is something that I always remember about the Nightingales. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I mean, it's interesting. Carrie has this legion of people helping out with costumes, and
An army.
yes, and it really does take an army of people to put this together. But and they've been used over the 24 years. They've been adding to the costumes, and there's always ones that you recognize from years past. But it is remarkable how many costumes there are and people involved in making sure we're all looking good.
And there's a lot of moving parts in the Nightingales. Do you know offhand the number of people like behind the scenes and all involved cast?
Oh, not off the top of my head, but I would say our cast is usually around, I don't know, 20? No.
Oh no, I'd say like
way
closer
more.
to 80.
Yeah, it's
So
really, it's large.
It's a large cast, and there's times when we're all on stage at once. So that takes a lot of hands backstage and behind the scenes to make it all run smoothly.
Yeah, right on.
And with all the all those people in terms of the different musical parts, when you have that many people on stage, you really get this wall of sound, this beautiful sound that comes from this very talented cast of singers.
Yeah. Well, thank you all very much for talking to us here, and good luck in the show. Break a leg, as they say, right? All right.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. All right, the Nightingales in their 24th year coming to the Imperial Theatre starts on December the 11th. Don't wait. Go to imperialtheatre.net to get your tickets. I'm going to be there. Hope to see you there too. Once again, the Nightingale Chorus, When Christmas Comes to Town, starts on December the 11th, and you can go to imperialtheatre.net to get your tickets. And talk to Carrie Beauchamp, who is, she began this 24 years ago, and I had a little conversation with her. She doesn't like the camera much, but we want to give kudos out to her for all the love that she puts into making this happen in a very successful 24 years. And I asked her, I said, well, of course, with 25 years coming up next year, you got to do something wow. And it's like, what do you do? And I know there's a lot of thoughts and different ideas out there about what to do, but it's always a fantastic time to get out and enjoy. I love Christmas. I really do. It's the one time of year you can be nice to people, and you don't have to worry about being accused of being nice because you want something, right? So when Christmas comes to town, again, put on by the Nightingale Chorus, starts December the 11th. Go to imperialtheatre.net to get your tickets for that. And thank you so much to Carrie Beauchamp and all the cast. We're going to be there. We've got our tickets. We'll be there on opening night, December the 11th. Thanks again, Carrie, and to all the Nightingale cast. And as I said, go up and break a leg. All right. Well, there's been some discussion around town about this thing called a MAT. What's a MAT? A MAT tax. And when we hear that word tax, we typically go, oh, now what, right? Well, we wanted to do some clarification on just what that MAT tax is all about. And I reached out to our friend, Mark Perrin, who's the executive director for Tourism Sarnia-Lambton, and he's just been able to join us. I know he's a busy fellow. Hi, Mark. How are you?
Hi, Dave. Not too bad. How about yourself?
Pretty good. I know you're really busy, so I really appreciate you jumping on and taking the time to be here. But I reached out to you because I believe that this is an important thing that's happening, but there seems to be some confusion about how it's going to work or why should it work. There's just a lot of questions around the MAT tax, and I'm sure you've been getting bombarded with questions as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess municipal accommodation tax, it's really been something that's around since 2017. So it's obviously new to the Sarnia-Lambton area, but as a whole, other communities have been doing it for the last few years. And even before that, there used to be a destination marketing fee, which was voluntary, that most people associate with Niagara Falls and their structure. So yeah, overall, the program of MAT, it's designed basically to support tourism and different events, different marketing opportunities and strategies within your region, and have tourists the ones that really are funding these opportunities. So the original idea kind of came in, it's actually been going on in the States and in Europe for quite some time. I mean, they've had it in place for last 30 years or so in a
Yeah.
lot of places. But, in Canada, Niagara Falls was one to say, how do we put on more entertainment and get more people to the falls? And they came in with this destination tax that was voluntary at the time. In 2017, it went to Ontario Legislative, and they made framework for the Municipal Act, and they've made it now where, at the lower tier municipalities, so in Lambton County, that'd be between the 11 municipalities, can decide whether they want to create bylaws and opt in to have this imposed for any of the hotels and motels. And there's really the framework from how everything's handled is laid out in this municipal act and made consistent, so it's a level playing field throughout the province.
Right. So obviously, like I said at the beginning of all of this, we hear that word tax, and that's when people get their knickers in a knot or whatever you want to say about, oh, now another tax that our government wants to charge us. But it's really been it's been successful though in other areas that you're talking about, the other municipalities, right? Like who's upset about this happening though? There's obviously some of that happening.
Yeah, I mean, overall, what I find is once people understand it, they agree with it and are for it. If there's no understanding around it, then that's where really the confusion comes in, because obviously the word tax, no one likes to be taxed at the end of the day. Really, this program, when I look at it as a whole, it's really more of a user-based system. I don't see a whole lot of people that stay in Sarnia-Lambton hotels that are from the city of Sarnia.
Right.
At the end of the day, in looking at it, if we're going to compete with London and Windsor and really any bigger city in Ontario when it comes to hosting events, whether those are, smaller events, medium events, larger events, we need to have the funds to be able to do this. And those funds equal economic revenue and economic impact and help business development. And I mean, quite frankly, they actually, by putting this in, we're going to be able to not charge our tax-paying citizens in Lambton County to fund infrastructure that would need to be funded basically by taxpayers. So by putting this in, hopefully the tourism industry can support the tourists paying for new infrastructure and improvements to infrastructure, and really save the tax burden from our local citizens. And then on top of that, from our tourism organization, it's our job to really bring in new events and create new opportunities and work with existing partners as well on how we can grow things and attract more people to come see everything Sarnia-Lambton has to offer.
Yeah. And I guess in a roundabout way, you could look at it that we're already paying this. If we travel to another city, we're already paying this, like that, those that are involved with it anyway, right? So it's kind of a comes around, goes around kind of tax, isn't it?
It is, and that's kind of how it's been described is really now, I have to check exactly, but I know there's over 40 municipalities in Ontario that have this already in place. So anywhere where, on a whole traveling, I believe throughout the OHL, you look, there's one or two OHL teams that don't have this in. But by example, I mean, that's a good, grasp and scope of where this is. To be on that smaller scale, what's happened in the industry is the playing field has been raised because there's funds now from this MAT to really attract more events. So we're either really far below the line if we don't have it, and it's that much harder to attract things and make things, really vibrant for Sarnia-Lambton, or we do this and we raise to a level playing field and we're able to now compete and really see opportunities come our way for a change.
Yeah. And now I've had questions. So this gets split between a tourism section and a municipal section. Is that correct?
It is, yeah. So the framework is different. Most municipalities have actually been the lead on this. So it's funny how we're a little backwards here, but tourism has taken a lead just because we see what the opportunities are with tourism.
And good for you.
Most places it's been municipally driven, where councils have put this in on their own and then a non-for-profit tourism entity is the beneficiary of funding. Some places see the value in tourism to the extent of saying we're going to give 70% or 80% to tourism and the rest on infrastructure. Commonly, I would say it's 50-50 split, and that's what we proposed as the equal split. Now, the municipal framework is different. A place like Sudbury, for example, has already committed their portion of MAT revenues goes towards a new arena facility.
Okay.
So there's different ways that municipals, governments can spend their tax dollar, their funds from MAT. Now, same with a tourism entity. This is considered supplementary funding. So with it being supplementary funding, we don't have it affect our original budget of what we work with. This is all new funding that has to go towards marketing, promotions, events. So we can't say that this is all of a sudden going towards moving to a new building or anything like that, or hiring new people. It's not meant for any of those reasons and cannot be used, as the Municipal Act states, for those reasons. It's strictly for marketing, promotions, events, those things that are going to drive tourism in your area.
And there's a process in deciding where that goes and how we use that in marketing and what we're going to do with that, right? It's not just one person says, this isn't a dictatorship going on here.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're working right now. So one of the unique things that a lot of people don't know what's happened is the hotels, when this was coming up for conversation for about the last 20 years or so, there's been the hotels trying to make a hotels association where the hotels actively work together in this community. Yeah. And that's really now brought that up and has been the catalyst for creating this hotels association. This hotels association has all the Point Edward hotels, with that going on first. They're all part of this hotels association, but being Sarnia-Lambton, they are encouraging all the Sarnia-Lambton hotels, whether it be Sarnia or Lambton Shores or St. Clair or anywhere throughout the county, to be part of this. And they want to actively take a role in saying, hey, we're making these funds. Can we advise on where these funds are being spent? Myself, I see this as a great position, because if instead of us as Tourism Sarnia-Lambton going to a municipality to say, can we spend the funds on whatever that infrastructure development project is, now we have the Hotels Association that we can also work with them and say, hey, what do you guys think? Can we both go and be two voices that are going to a municipality? And then that's same with our organization. We're hoping that between this Hotels Association with our board of directors as well, that we can make basically an advisory committee for the spending of municipal accommodation tax revenues. And what we'll do really is vet different applicants and different ideas that we have on spending these funds, put them through this advisory committee, and then make a final decision, which in most cases will be a board decision on our end on if we go through with those events or not.
Right. So to understand then too a little further, somebody asked me a question I wrote down. So can our municipal government on their side of it, can they can use this to fix some roads, or what? How does that work?
So for sure, tourism infrastructure is a kind of a loose term, but in most cases, they want it used for something that's actually going to create the opportunity for people to come. So how it's been left is that we will assist as Tourism Sarnia-Lambton and assist with different ideas and different. I'm just trying to think how to kind of word it properly, but we will assist with how those funds, recommending what they be spent on. So same thing, and I mean that's the public as well. If there's tourism infrastructure ideas, we're all for having the conversation of where should those things be spent, and how do we, it's not necessarily one group or one organization. The nice thing here is we get to work with lots of different groups and organizations and really say, hey, what are some tourism ideas that we can bring to this area? We saw what Tall Ships did this summer. It was a great boost to our local economy, and we need to continue things that are going to make the whole county more vibrant. And attract more people to the area, not only to come down for events, but to hopefully want to live here and reside here and grow the population. And a lot of that starts with tourism.
Yeah, well, that's the long-term vision side of all of that. I like that you mentioned that, people come and travel here and look around, and then they go, hey, maybe we should go live there. We got nice, look, my friend calls it the Southwestern Ontario Riviera where we live, right? And there is a lot around here. And congratulations again to you. And I know, like Rob Hardwood and all of the team. It's a long list for the success of Tall Ships, because that just turned out fantastic. I was really fortunate to be up and close to that, and it was just a lot of happy people going around enjoying that. And I wish they didn't call this a MAT tax. I wish they'd have called it MAB, M-A-B. Municipal Accommodation Benefit.
Yeah. No, the word tax definitely, even when talking about it and any of the proposals, it makes it a lot more challenging with that word, I suppose. Yeah. Even a user-based fee or something like that. And I mean, what's funny is actually in doing the process, there were some places that already were kind of charging this fee already on top. So I mean, yeah. In some cases it's not, essentially that new and that different. And it's funny hearing some feedback and saying, well, at the end of the day, you're not talking a lot. You're talking on average, you're going to be $4 or $5 a night.
Well, yeah, it's 4%, right? So if it's $100, it's $4.
It is, right? So it's, to say that, hey, it's going to drive away tourism. Michigan has 5% plus exchange rate and plus bridge fares. And, just from the research we've done, we don't see that happening. We see that this is going to level the playing field. Plus, this is going to give us the opportunity to really look at what we can bring to the area to keep moving forward. And like I said, it's all about how do we grow the businesses in Lambton County and doing it for the businesses, which then in turn, it's for the employees and our residents, and how just everyone can benefit in a positive manner from having this opportunity with the MAT put in place.
Yeah, well, I'm with you on it. I think it's fantastic, and congratulations to you for taking the lead on bringing it around here. And again, I think, like, and you mentioned earlier, like, those that are upset in the beginning, once they have an understanding of what it's really about, seems to help things out. Is there can people give you a call if they've got any questions about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm available here at Tourism Sarnia-Lambton. They can call or email, and even I've set up a couple meetings where just people, same thing, have questions about it. But one nice thing, and working with the Ontario Hotels and Motels Association, they're the actual collectors and administrators of this program, and they've put on a seminar in Point Edward to answer questions that any of the hotel operators have. Even at the municipality, any of their questions. We're going to be doing the same in Sarnia. So, if people are really wondering how this works and how it all comes together, we're happy to invite people to these little seminars that we're doing to let people understand. And, I would say for the most part, once people understand it, they get it. We're not trying to tax any of our local citizens and, create things that are different. We're actually trying to really help this area and help it grow and improve, and not by going in pockets of having a tax for any local reason. So hopefully it actually works the opposite, where the the city of Sarnia or village of Point Edward, they look and say, hey, we don't have to look for more revenues for certain things. We can pull it from this fund and make this a really win-win opportunity for everyone.
Yeah, fantastic. Mark, I'll let you go. I know you had a busy day there, and I appreciate you taking the time to get on here and explain a little bit more about this. And I know we'll be talking some more too, because I want to keep spreading the positive message about what this is, and looking forward to, of course, you're on the hook now, because you got to bring some great things to Sarnia now, right?
Absolutely. It's a double-edged sword, right? It's all this work to get this up and running, and then the next part is, okay, we got it up and running in 2 municipalities, hopefully Lambton Shores, so we can get them to come on board as well here in the next few weeks. And Ben, we're going to keep going. Eventually we hope everyone in the county can come on board, and it's a lot easier to work with everyone together than anyone apart. So hopefully that works. And then we're really, once the revenue, we gotta start planning for it and see what the opportunities are for 2020, 2021, and really go out there and make sure things are happening with it, where people see the results, and then we can make sure we can say, and this is exactly from the MAP funds that we're doing these kind of things, and results to the public right away. So that's the goal.
Fantastic. Well, thanks again, Mark. I really appreciate you coming on and talking about this. I know we'll be talking again soon.
Thanks, Dave. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your day. Mark Perrin, busy man from the Tourism Sarnia-Lambton office there, and he's got quite a team there that works well with him. And I'd heard, through, conversations, over a pint or just walking around, people talking about this. And I thought, I really need to understand this, because I was able to meet up with Mark and he explained it to me in advance. And I do really think I support it. I think it's a good idea, and it's going to really benefit our community. That's my belief. We'll see how that goes. I guess there's only one way to tell, and that's time will tell, right? So thanks again, Mark Perrin, for joining me. And thanks to the Nightingale Chorus as well, getting ready for that when a Christmas comes to town. I'll be posting all the links to the information here after the show. And don't forget that tomorrow as well, 5 days live training on live streaming, and why you should be using it for your business or your hobby, or if you're not already. We're going to show you how easy it is to do it. Stephen Healy and I will be live talking about repurposing. I'll be posting that YouTube channel as well. All right, just before we go, I always want to say thank you to some of our supporters. AG Event Graphics been supporting us for 8 years from the start of the show. Very grateful to Guy and Kevin and Kendra and everybody down at AG Event Graphics. If you need some banners or some signs, they've even got great lawn signs. They've always got great deals, and they've got an online store. Go check them out for your next event at askguy.ca. Also, our friends at Joe's Discount Tire. Hey, make sure you get those winter tires on if you haven't got them on yet. Joe's Discount Tire. The word discount just says it all for me, and great service down there as well. We're happy to have them here supporting us. And also to our friends, Oswald's Diner, who is now open till 6:30 in the evening. If you haven't been out there, they're just out there on Plank Road. Go check them out. Tell them you saw it here on the show, and Dave Burrows said, I'm coming here for some delicious food, and say hello to Karen and Art and the family. And when I say family, it's a really great family atmosphere. And I can't wait for the summer to get back so I can get my motorcycle out again and go back to Two Wheel Tuesdays. Anyway, tell them Oswald's Diner. Their full menu is available online at oswalds.com. And also our friend Christine Fiji from Active Ears Hearing Center here in Sarnia. She's always been a great supporter of us here on the show as well. We're very grateful to her as well. Better hearing begins with you. If things are sounding a little mumbly or not quite, give them a call. There's their phone number on the screen. Thanks again to all of our supporters. And if you can't look at me because you can't stand it, whatever, if you'd like to listen and take me on the road with you, or take me for a jog, or whatever you're doing on your way to work in the morning, this will be turned into an audio podcast in the next 24 hours, and you can take me wherever you need to go and wherever podcasts are available, including we are on Spotify. We're also on Apple and Google and Stitcher, everywhere podcasts can be found. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Once again, that's all the time I got for you this week. Have a great week and an even better weekend. I'll see you next time right here on the show. Bye for now.